my Cheap GSXR 600. Number one, it was cheap as chips. As in, it was cheap as chips. It was £999. So it's perfect for winter riding. Getting wet, crap, muddy, and shit like that. I'm not getting a 5k plus bike covered in mud and devaluing it, and that's the main thing, that's the main reason why I got this, to be honest. Is it cost me £1,000. I put on 2,000 miles this winter, which to be fair isn't very much at all. Say I was to put on £4,000 miles a year, commuting miles on a nicer bike. After a couple years, even after the first year, it's probably going to depreciate by £1,000. So it works out better to get a cheapy little commuter than commute on your number one bike. Two, it's a sports bike. It's a fuel injected sports bike for £999. I didn't want to mess about with carbs. I didn't want to mess about with carbs during service times and stuff like that. A carburetted motorcycle is absolutely fine, but I would assume that if you are purchasing a cheap carburetted motorcycle that needs a good service, that's potentially been sat around for a while, hasn't been used much, has got E10 fuel sat in it, there's a good chance that the carbs are going to have to come off to be cleaned, which is either going to cost you money or a lot of time if you're not entirely sure what you're doing. Again, no, I've done it before. I've done it on my Honda Hornet, and it was good fun, and it was a good learning practice as well. However, I just wanted to jump on this thing and go. That is number two. Number three. What's number three? It's a GSXR. So parts are everywhere, all over eBay, and there's lots of stuff online. So, like I said in the previous video, I was contemplating with the idea of keeping it and using it as a track bike. If I was going to do that, it would be so easy for me to grab a load of spares on eBay, spare fairings, mirrors, clip-ons, foot pegs, wheels to chuck a second set of tyres and sprocket on, swing arms bits, the K4, K5 swing arm and shock assembly bits on. I'm pretty sure it just bolts on. Then you can get a 190 tyre on the back. Same with the front suspension as well. Pretty sure that all clippies on. So parts readily available. Number 4. It's quick enough. It's quick enough. So, yes, it's a 600. It's an old 600. I have to try and look at the horsepower figures. I believe it's between 100 and 110 stated from Suzuki. This particular Gixxer has a -1 in the front and +1 in the rear. Thank you. So it accelerates very fucking quickly. Right. Oh, that is a lot of filtering. Bugger. Oh, you are clever. This is the latest I've gone to work. Fucking balance. Fucking balance. Yeah, so it's fast. It's got a -1, +1. It's a 600. It's a sports bike. It's got 110 brake horsepower. So in terms of commuting and a potential first track bike, it's kind of perfect, really. It's not too quick where you get yourself in danger rapidly. How the fuck are we going to do this? I mean, you can. I mean, any motorbike you can. Any motorbike you can get yourself in some danger quickly. I mean, on my 50cc when I was 16, I've been that a couple of times because I was being stupid. However, these are very different animals compared to the Lita sports bike. So my R1, no. So this GSXR peak power is at what, 13,000 RPM, 12,000 RPM, something like that. When this is in peak power, the equivalent power on my R1, I believe, is around the 7,000 to 8,000 RPM. So it's incredibly easy to twist the throttle a bit too much coming out of a corner, or even just pinning the throttle and not giving yourself enough time to brake. They are different animals. They are completely different. So this, yeah, it's quick. It's absolutely loads to commute to work and back. I mean, look at this. I'm barely getting over 5,000 RPM on this thing. And yeah, a good beginner track bike, definitely. It doesn't have ABS, doesn't have traction control, which would be nice, but I feel like if I was to track a motorcycle, I'd need to learn how to ride the motorcycle without those before I had them. I wouldn't want to push the limits of my capability and have electronics save me. I would like to know where my limit is, and where the bike's limit is, etc. Oh god. So that's number 4. Number 5. Number 5. What's number 5? What do I like about this? Number 5. Nobody's gonna steal it. Come on, come on. Number 5, yeah. It's less desirable. So in terms of a thief, if this is parked up with other bikes and I have my Oxford disc lock on the front, obviously that's a deterrent in itself, but the fact that this, I mean, it doesn't look shit, but it's an old 600 with a rattle can job, so it's a lot less desirable than the MT-07 and FZ1, I mean most other sports bikes. So for commuting, parking it up, getting off at the shops, getting my hair cut, blah blah blah, if I have to leave this bike unattended for an hour or two, I'm not concerned in the slightest that anyone's going to nick it. So there is no anxiety with it. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, gearbox is a bit clunky. Yeah, no anxiety leaving it on its own. Now don't get me wrong, if someone nicked it, I'd be fucking pissed right off and I'd be upset, but it's not the same as someone stealing a 10k bike. Going to be wet and cold at work today. Now, what I don't like about this, I mean, there's lots of things that I don't like. Gearbox is a bit clunky. The clutch is a bit harder compared to my old one and the Hornet. The power comes on high in the rev range before you get any power, even in first gear. You do 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour. It's not that comfy for my lad to get on the back and go out for a nice ride. Whoever did the rattle can job put a black visor on, so you literally cannot see through the visor. That's a bit shit. It needs new front pads, but that's me more than anything. This seat is high as well. Now I don't know if this seat is high or if the seat is wide, so I can touch the floor better on the R1 than I can on this. So either the seats are the same height but the R1 is a bit thinner. Oh god. Or this is higher. I doubt the seat's higher on this. I think the seats are going to be similar, but the R1 just feels thinner. This does feel like a bit of a chunky bitch. She's a bit thick, this one. Well, I've only got little legs, so that's that. What else do I not like about this one? I don't like this, that it looks like a clutch. It's a fast idle. So I'm not sure if it's down to the ECU, the programming, or whatever, but on this one, sometimes when I start it in the morning, I have to operate that like a choke, and it's not choking the bike, but it's increasing the throttle, the amount of throttle that's applied to it at idle. It's a bit of a pain. because then I forget to do it and I come off the throttle and it doesn't slow down as much as I'm expecting. But these are all silly little things, really. On any bike I wouldn't be like, oh no, not fucking getting that because the clutch feels a bit hard. It is what it is. What else don't I like? I mean, that's basically it. I quite like the bike. I quite like it. Let's close that. Right, now the visor is down, you can probably hear me better. Yeah, it's a nice bike. For what I need it for and wanted it for anyway. It's not something that I would take to a bike night and everyone's gonna fucking whack off over it. But I do feel like if I get rid of it, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open for a bit of a project bike. I was gonna get an RSV 1000 project bike a few months ago, and I didn't. It went for about £700. I'm fucking gutted I didn't. Oh, I didn't put my phone up. Springfield, it's a hell of a town. Yeah, I think really it's got to be that. I need a bloody pin lock. Because it's just a bit shit when it gets steamy, and I've got raindrops all over the visor, and that's not helped at all. Fuck it. Oh, let's just wait. Oh, let's just wait. My lord, let's just wait. Hopefully the microphone is better. I mean, I'm getting a lot less wind up through my neck, so I assume with the visor down and this neck guard on, it should be absolutely fine. I think with the visor open it was alright anyway, and I've turned the microphone down a bit. So because I've turned the microphone down, it should be better when should be better when I'm a bit excited, because it does excite. Hello, sorry. When I was 16 riding motorbikes, 17 riding motorbikes, everyone used to nod and say hi, but everyone seems like a bunch of grumpy bastards now. Well, not everyone, that's a bit dramatic. There's a lot of people that don't acknowledge you. Which is a shame, because it used to be a lot more friendly. I guess there's more people using motorbikes for jobs, couriering and Deliveroo and Just Eat and all that, and other things, and they can't be bothered to nod everyone every 2 minutes, I guess. I mean, I probably wouldn't, to be fair. But still, there are still miserable people about. But there are also very nice, friendly people about. So yeah. Right. If I put this up, I will put it up. If I don't, I will not. But I will see how it sounds in the microphone. Oh, bloody hell, it's busy. Bloody hell. So this is the latest I have come to work in probably a year. There's a lot of traffic, and it's a different way as well. I don't normally go that way, but I thought we'll test the microphone out with some slow speed stuff on the way to work. I do need to go a bit faster in a minute. Test out the wind noise. This helmet is really bad for wind noise, so it's really loud for me. I'll open her up a bit down here, and we'll see what the wind noise is like. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Thank you. Right. This is visor half open, or just a smidge open, so I can clear the visor. Clear the visor. Now we'll close the visor. So I fell off my bike there. I'm always a bit sketchy. Right.